Welcome back, guys, to another episode of F1 2023. This is week 18 in Qatar, so let's see how we get on around this hot track. And yeah, let's hope for another good weekend like the previous race that we just had. Week 18 here out of 23, so we are coming to the back end of the season. This race included, there is 5 more races left, so 5 more weeks, or 5 more videos.
The tech regulations are changing. There's a risk some of our hard work will be undone, so we need to mitigate it. As soon as you can, I want you to look at the developments we have and tell us what areas you want to invest in protecting.
Okay, so this week it is going to be slightly different, so it's not just going to be the one-shot qualifying and then straight into the race. So as you can see here, we have got the one-shot qualifying, then we have a free lap of a sprint, and then the actual race itself. The race looks to be a nighttime race, so we're going to go straight into qualifying here and see how we get on. If you are coming from the previous video, you would have seen we had an amazing start to the weekend. Didn't finish great. I mean, we still made the podium, but yeah, big mistake in the previous video, so make sure to go and check that out if you haven't already. Hoping for a similar good weekend this week in Qatar if we can. Very nice track around Qatar here. Alright, this is our one-shot qualifying lap, and then we'll go into the sprint race. We have a new rival as well, if you would have seen in the previous video. So Verstappen is now our rival, so we will be aiming to make sure we beat him this weekend in the race, the sprint and qualifying, just so we get those extra points. Right, currently P11th, so let's see if we can push the car here a bit. Very wide there, that's not going to help us. Wide on that corner as well. So normally we would do a few practice laps just to get used to the track, but we have changed that slightly, and with the one-shot qualifying at least we get straight into the thick of things, and we have the sprint to look forward to as well, which is 3 laps, so we can just get some extra laps in there in practice. Very wide here, we've got a lot of pace and we seem to be not using the brakes. We seem to be oversteering quite a bit. P18th, we are going to, by the looks of it, start at the very back of the grid here, or near the back. This is coming up to the end here of this lap. Okay, P12, not the best of finishes there, not the best of laps, but again this was P11th. Okay, still not great, but near the top 10, middle of the pack there, so we're going to try and see if we can improve on that on the sprints. Verstappen in 4th, so we have got a few spots to make up there, see if we can overtake him, but that's fine. 3 laps coming up here, and then we will go into the race as well, so we're going to crack on here with the sprint, hope for another good race. Again, we are going to try and see if we can outperform Mr. Max Verstappen, our new rival to end this series here. We are still currently P7th in the Drivers' Championship and P4 in the Constructors, so we are hitting our personal targets there that we've set. I can't remember from the when we started this series whether the actual game set us any targets, but again we've set ourselves some personal targets there that we have achieved so far. We have got a few races left in the season. We've made a few positions here already. Right, we are up to P8. Lando's just behind us. See if we can push and make some more positions here in this sprint race. So this is just 3 laps, and then we will go into the actual full race. Bit wide again on that corner. See if we can catch Perez up. Very, very wide there on that corner. So definitely a lot of pace around Qatar, but I feel like we're losing a lot of traction and a lot of understeer, or oversteer rather. Right, 1:34 that lap. Let's see if we can push on, try and make a few more positions on this lap. Lap 2 out of 3 for this sprint. As you can see Perez, Leclerc, Sainz there, so Verstappen is currently in the top 3. See if we can make up some more positions here. Play a bit of bumper cars there. Right, we make the move on Perez, so we have got Leclerc and Sainz in our view here. Leclerc could have been one of our rivals, but we did go with Max just because it's a bit more of a challenge. Sainz was our previous rival that we have already beat as well. Right, closing down the gap here nicely to Charles and Carlos. See if we can make up some more positions on the final lap coming up here.
Okay, DRS will be enabled this lap. You can use it when you're within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone.
Right, there we go, we make the move on Leclerc. We've got Sainz and Verstappen now in our sights. If we keep the gap to just below a second, we should get some extra pace with the DRS zones. But the cars behind will also have that, so we just need to be very, very careful. See if we can close the gap here. Got about 30 seconds left here of this lap. Just closing the gap. Bit wide there. Okay, coming up to the end here of this sprint race. P5, we will take that, it's not too bad considering we started in P11, so we made up 6 spaces there in the sprint race itself.
Alright, race over, take care of the car on the
So
way
it's
in.
not too bad. Verstappen unfortunately did finish ahead of us again, I see we'll get those extra points there. But we did get driver of the day, which is awesome, can't complain at all there. We made up six positions there, had a good start as well. So let's see if we can carry that into actual race day itself. See how we get on here. If we have another good start, hopefully we can make up a few positions. Our goal here, obviously, ideally podium, but if we can try and beat Max as well, just to try and get some extra points for this race. 5 laps coming up here for this particular race as well. So yeah, a good start here would be perfect. A few sharp corners we need to be very, very careful of, not to just oversteer, go a bit too wide on some of them, but hopefully if we have a good first couple of laps and then we get DRS, if we can keep into sort of the 1 second, 1.5 time frame, hopefully we should be able to use that to our advantage as well. It did look like the Mercedes were pretty quick by the looks of it. I think Hamilton and Russell were both out there at the front. And we was closing the gap to Verstappen.
Well,
And Sainz just made a few
Well, I imagine they'll be
mistakes there on that final lap as well. Right, so we're starting off in P5, so let's see if we can get another good start here as soon as the lights go out. Great start here. Let's see if we can make the move on Verstappen. We do. Perfect. Straight into first corner. Alright, collide with Russell. Not too much damage. It's fine, we are through. We are up into P2, so another amazing start there at the beginning of that race into the first corner. P5 to P2. So just calm it down first couple of corners here. Settle into the race, and then we will try and close the gap to Hamilton, see if we can overtake him as well. Four attempts in front of us, but I feel like we have got enough pace in the car here to overtake, potentially even on the home straight, as long as we don't make any silly mistakes here. We're definitely closing the gap here to him. Coming up to the final couple of corners here on this first lap. .131 quickest time. Should be able to beat him hopefully in the next couple of corners. If not, we'll back off and we'll just wait for DRS, so we've got that little bit of extra boost to help us. Hopefully if we can overtake him before then we will. Bit of a collision there with the bumper. Whoa!
Brilliant, nice move.
Hamilton's wiped us out. Great, perfect, just what we needed. Right, so we've got it all to do again. See if we can make up some positions here again. So doesn't look like there's even been an acknowledgement of that collision from Hamilton there to the FIA, which again is an absolute joke, because if that was me I would have been reported for sure. Hamilton with some dirty tactics there. Right, let's see if we can make up some positions here. Lap 2, we have got 3 laps here to still do, and we've got DRS coming through now on this third lap.
We can now use DRS. DRS now available.
So just push the car here as hard as we can. Alright, we're through, so see if we can overtake Lando and Alonso here.
Okay, you've moved up to P9. Into P9 now, well done.
Very wide there. Alright, let's focus again. See if we can overtake or get close to Lando before the end of this lap, or at least in the home straight. Gives us a chance to overtake him, hopefully. Right, we are less than a second, so we should get some extra pace. And we do, we're coming up right behind him here. Hopefully Should be able to overtake him in the next couple of corners. Right, there we go. So we've got our sights set on Alonso now. We're up into P8. We did start the weekend P11th. Got up to P5. So let's see what we can do here. 2 more laps to go, or 1.5. Closing the gap here to Alonso as well. Let's just push it. 0.3 of a second here, so again we should have some pace on the straight here to hopefully overtake him, which we do, and then we can catch up Leclerc and Perez now just ahead of us.
Okay mate, this is the final lap of the race, final lap.
Fastest lap there as well, so great, perfect. Let's just see if we can push now. See if we can catch up with the cars ahead. Just over a second quicker here. Maybe a tough ask, but we'll see what we can do. Round the back end of this final lap here. Let's see if we can overtake Leclerc just before the finish. Very wide there. Very wide there as well. Not looking good. Right, we're coming up to the last couple of corners here. So push the car, see what we can do. Can we get 6th? Doesn't look likely. Ferrari's got too much pace there on the straight. Race over.
And that's the end of the race. We'll see you in Park Fermé.
P7th. It's shocking there. Interested to see if Hamilton still got driver of the day. I can't complain about that, but you don't get extra points for driver of the day, so that's not ideal at all. Can't believe Hamilton wiped us out there. And he still gets P1.
So let's see what effect this result has had on the drivers' standings. It's a great
So 11
result for
points.
Lewis Hamilton, who moves further ahead at the top.
11 points there for the whole weekend. So we made up a point there with the fastest lap as well, so that helps us. 3 points. Okay, we've got 5 races remaining as well, so this will see us through to the end of the season now. 3 points ahead of us, Verstappen is, so we'll hope for a better weekend next weekend, and hopefully we can at least be on par. Right, gearbox testing is coming up. We'll skip through so we get our weekly resources and see what we can do in terms of upgrades again.
Okay, we've had the new parts come through the fabrication process. We'll have them with us for the next Grand Prix,
which is in Texas. So let's see. Right, this has failed, has it? Or no? Okay, so we've got some upgrades. Perfect. Some more upgrades as well. Right, let's just add these. Right, perfect, that will help us. Right, so all upgrades are done currently. Let's go and check the standings. 16 points behind Perez in P6 there, We have got quite some distance to get into the top 5 there. Let's see what we can do. And again, still got a pretty good grip on the P4 in the constructors as well. Right, that'll be that for this episode. Thank you as always for taking the time to watch these videos. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and I will catch you all on the next one in Texas.